Hello, everybody. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to start showing up. We do have a couple people today that are already signed up for a reading, so it's full for this one. And there will be more readings, though, so no worries. And I'm brand new at this, y'all, so I'm just kind of figuring it out. I've never gone live before. Who's with me? Groovin, are you with me? Groovin, let me know when you're live, when you're with me in the comments. Hello, Groovin. Groovin's my moderator. Hello. Hi, Marla. So we do have a couple people already chosen for today's live readings. Hello. There's my two girls, my three girls. Groovin's my moderator. Groovin, if you don't mind pinning that comment, kind of give people a little Groovin, if you don't mind pinning that comment so people kind of know what's going on. Yes, Danny, that I'm letting kind of everyone else know what's going on, and then when they replay back, hello, Emily. I'm kind of wait for a few people to get in here, and I do medium readings a little differently than I've seen. I've only watched a couple lives, just kind of see how they go, how they work, but I'm not going to do the thing where I'm doing a reading and people are talking to me in comments. It just feels a little hectic for me. So I'm going to be taking a phone call for my first reading. And I'm going to have her on speakerphone on my phone, and we're going to be talking on the live. And Groovin, is that comment pinned? Have you... Oh, here, maybe I can pin it. I pinned it. And we're figuring this out, guys. We haven't messed with it yet or done anything. We're all new, so bear with us. Okay, that's perfect. To call me, yeah. And I am texting my moderator who's in another room, so. Okay, and sorry, we're just figuring out a few technical stuff right now. I'm talking to my moderator, and we're going to get going. Tips for going live. They should let you go live and like do a little practice live where you don't actually go live, but you get access to how it actually looks. Yeah, it's a little less of a hot mess, so. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and start. And the first person we're reading is Danny. And Danny, if you'd like to call in just whenever, we can get it going. Thank you, Marla. Hello, Danny. Can you hear me?
Hi, yeah.
Okay. And if some people in the live can kind of go ahead and let me know if you can hear Danny and me. I'm not sure if anybody's really done a live with somebody on speakerphone before.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a little lag.
I figured there would be. Okay. And if you can turn your live down, Danny, so it's not back feeding at all, and then I think we'll be fine. Grooving, everything good? You can hear everything in there? Okay. And I can see with this patient, I'm just going to have to be patient with this lag. Like, I can't expect a an immediate answer. So that's no problem. Okay. And again, bear with me. This is the first live. And also, I'm, used to doing readings in a very private setting. So this is a little bit different. There are some nerves involved. So it's going to be fine. But everyone just kind of stay chilled out. Okay. And I'm assuming the order you sent me these names is how you'd like them read?
Yeah.
Okay. And the first name of the first one is that's pronounced Lige?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions before we start about the process?
No, I'll just go with the flow.
Okay, perfect. And I'm going to tell you a little bit what I need from you. So obviously I don't want a lot of information, but as I start to flow the information to you, I'm just going to need a basically validation that it is correct or is not. So a simple yes, or if the information isn't, quite right, just say not really or no or whatever, and then we can kind of figure it out from there. But it helps me to kind of continue to flow if you can just, validate what I've said so far. Okay? And then if I need more clarification, I will ask you for that, and then you can, not worry about giving too much info. And the first bit, I will connect and just kind of let them have the floor, and they'll come through and give us information. And then there also will be time for you to ask questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. Give me a minute to connect, and we will get going. Okay, so right off the bat, as he's coming in, he's kind of laughing, like a little, not a full-blown laugh, but kind of a little, almost like a nervous giggle.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to be here, but kind of like, oh my gosh, like, kind of like this is crazy, and kind of just laughing a little bit. Seems like that's something that he would do often in life. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like just kind of laugh and have, okay.
Yeah.
Groovin, if you could have, I can hear Lyra's iPad pretty loud. If you could have her turn that down a little bit. My daughter's in the living room watching a movie, and I can kind of hear it a little bit. Okay, so he's definitely here. Very happy to be doing this. Kind of like, whoa, like, this is crazy. This is cool. He's kind of exclaiming about almost surprised that we're doing this. and then kind of immediately goes into apologizing for leaving.
Yeah.
Seems to be taking a little bit of responsibility for leaving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And was this more of like decisions that led to accidentally leaving, or was this more of a purposefully decided to leave?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Is there a question about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a sec. It wasn't quite clear. It's taking responsibility, but I'm going to probe a little further and see if that doesn't always mean purposefully left. It could mean I'm taking responsibility for the actions I took that led to me leaving.
Right.
So, so again, very apologetic. That is I'm kind of talking with him about that and helping kind of push past that to get some more info. But that is the number one thing. Just, I'm very sorry. He's got kind of his head hung down a little bit. Was this like a substance thing?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. And so what I'm getting, I'm just going to be very truthful about this. I don't think there was necessarily a decision beforehand to leave. But it feels like there's almost a disregard for his life that he didn't try harder to prevent that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Almost like he didn't have reverence for his life, especially like toward the end part.
Yeah.
So, and he's coming through now confirming like there was no actual decision like, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to leave. But just a recklessness that got a little out of hand, okay?
Okay.
I feel like was very kind. Is that him? Pretty gentle soul.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been hard on him. I think he took things kind of hard. Not just things that he experienced, but maybe that other people experienced. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just like and I think he felt things. I think he might have had like a little bit of an empath type thing going on where he felt other people's stuff as well as his own. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure he really knew how to handle that. So I think sometimes he felt kind of covered up by that and didn't really know how to get up out of it. And I feel like he had a pretty easygoing personality kind of coinciding with that or on top of that. Where if you would have known him at work or something, you probably would have thought he was pretty easygoing. Can you see that?
Yeah.
But obviously underneath there was some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to just keep going with, he doesn't want to just take up the whole thing with the heavy stuff. But I think that's important for you to kind of understand, even if you already knew that. There's validation there in that's kind of what he was dealing with.
Yeah.
Again, just very sweet, like keeps coming back to like the warmth he has and kind of like his care and concern for people keeps coming back through, even above like the sad stuff. It's like that keeps coming back around. Have you ever felt like when he left, like hasn't been around as much as you would like him to be?
I actually feel him on a regular basis.
Good.
Sometimes I
That's
think I'm crazy though.
No, it's definitely him. So tell me about because he kind of brought it up in a way like want to validate like he is there, like he's not gone. Don't doubt that when you feel him.
Okay, yeah, I doubt it a lot.
Is there some kind of concern? Go ahead.
I feel him like the only way I describe it is giving me love energy.
Okay.
Like I physically feel it.
And that's exactly
I've never
what it
felt
would.
anything.
That's exactly what it would feel like. So you are spot on with that. You were right there with that. Is there any sort of like belief or something you're concerned about that would prevent him from visiting you? Like when that doubt comes in, what does the doubt feel like?
It's almost like it's too good to be true.
Okay.
Like, cause I mean, it feels nice. I never felt anything like that
Okay.
before. You know,
Yeah.
love, and
Yeah.
I
And-
don't understand why other people like don't get to feel what I feel. I guess.
Okay, perfect. And then I guess later there's like this doubt where you just don't want to be fooling yourself. Is that how it feels?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, it's amazing that you can feel that because a lot of people can't, especially not so soon. That's something that usually comes way later. So there's a really strong and lovely connection there for when you said it comes through as pure love. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like being engulfed with like just warmth and love, you know, and that is exactly how it feels like. And for you to be able to receive that, that's excellent. Not everybody can do that. So it's 100% real tendency calls. I'm sorry. If the live cut off, that's why. Lost connection. Doug, are we off? Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so definitely don't second guess that. That is him, and you're not crazy, and you're not just wishful thinking. It's very real.
That's good.
See what else he has. Go ahead.
Cause I don't know. I was afraid also that maybe I just felt him one time because the first time I felt him was only like 3 weeks after he was gone, and then there was a gap, you know, and then I just started. It was like it's every day now, you know.
Yeah.
When I talk to him, I feel him.
Okay. And that gap.
So, yeah, I was afraid it was like a coping mechanism, you know. Once I
Gotcha.
experienced it once, somehow my brain was tricking me to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Fully understandable. And the gap you felt was probably more on your end than his. It's not like he ever left.
Right, I was pretty heavy in grief then.
Yeah, the grief is really hard to get through. It's like a totally it's like if they're standing to the left of you, you're looking far to the right and you can't see them. It's kind of like that as far as an energy level goes. So that probably had more to do with that than him because he, you know, is always right there with a thought. And you know, anytime you want to purposefully connect with him, that's all you have to do is just think of him. And he'll be right there. Let me see if there's anything else he wants to say specifically. Hold on really quick. We're having a little technical difficulty. Give me a sec. Okay. Groove, and I'll figure that out in just a little bit, okay? As long as it's not anything affecting you right now, I'll take care of it in a little bit. Is that all right? Okay, and so what? Perfect, okay. And so the next thing he's going forward with, it's very important for him, for you to be happy while you are still here. Of course, when it's time for you to go someday in the future, you're going to feel the happiness he feels now, the peace he feels now, but he wants you to have that here on earth. And like anything standing between you and that, like he wants you to just set it aside and don't let it prevent that. Okay. And he's very alive and well where he is now and can interact with you at any point. Like he's still a part of your life. You don't have to let him go. You have to let him go physically, obviously, but not in that way. And I think you're already doing a good job of that. But he wants to, like, that can even grow. Like, you can still have a relationship and grow with him where he's at now. In a healthy way, of course, because he wants you to move on and be happy. But, you know, like, he wants you to know that you can call him at any time and he'll be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you have any questions, like, specifically?
I don't think so. No, I just mostly wanted validated what I felt.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% that's him. And I'm just curious, like what we talked about in the very beginning, what were your views on that? Was that in line with what you were thinking, or?
About whether he...
Yeah, like how he left. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'd say so. The situation was kind of horrible, and there's a gun involved, and I just had... The person that he was with right before had mentioned something about, like, he thinks that he was trying to, you know...
Yeah.
Because the situation that he got himself into, him and the other guy were both shot. Like, they shot each other. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Because...
Okay, let me see.
Nobody knows who shot first either.
Let me see.
And I guess that's a question that I have, but it's not a concern. You know what I mean? Like, I know the man that I loved, you know?
Yeah.
And he was using it, and he was in a really low spot in his life.
It just really feels like that's exactly how it, like an irreverence for his life. Like there wasn't enough reverence to say, like, obviously if you're in your sane mind in a situation like that, you would say, what am I doing? Like, whoa, what the hell? Like, this has gone too far. This is crazy. There wasn't any of that. It was just like and again, I don't feel like it was this like purposeful thing. I think it was like, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but just kind of a real kind of dumbass thing. Like if you saw somebody do something really crazy on a four-wheeler and like hurt themselves really bad, and you'd go, what in the hell were they thinking? It kind of feels like that, you know, more than, I don't feel like a pact was made or anything like that. And something like this, we could get into a lot more, like, personally. If you ever want to do that. But yeah, that's definitely, I'm just feeling a complete irreverence and not a purposeful, like, moment of a decision to do that.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I felt, but...
Yeah, and I just don't...
there's that concern what somebody's thinking their last few moments, like...
Yeah, I feel like it was just pretty blurred. it feels almost like he had. One thing I have found to be true, talking to everybody, when you're actually about to leave, and life isn't as fragile as it feels, as it seems, because when we leave, we don't really accidentally leave. You know what I mean? And obviously, we as humans get very hung up on the how, because that's how we physically lost the person we love. But it's truly not about that. And when you really are about to leave, it's almost like you're protected from how you leave. Like, I tell people all the time, it's a lot more painful to survive something than it is to die from it, because even before the actual death, it's almost like they're kind of already leaving, if that makes sense. So
they observe it rather than feel it.
Yeah, it's just like kind of already, it's like they're protected from that. And so I don't feel like fear or anything like that. It's just kind of like a daze, and then, oh. And so that's what, so the apologeticness is kind of a combination of like apologizing for not having the reverence he should for his life and for those in his life. And although he had the love just in that moment, you know what I mean? So the love is definitely there. The love is still there. Like, don't question that.
And he knows how loved he is.
Absolutely. Like, he knows a lot more from where he's at now than he ever could have understood on Earth, you know? I'm not sure he let that in while he was here. But now he can see not only the love now, but, you know, what he was receiving on Earth as well. He just had a lot of stuff to kind of get through, that it had to get through, the love. So, and he is wanting to he does want you to talk to your mom. So if that's okay, he's kind of stepping back right now. Obviously with love, and don't doubt yourself. Like, that's the biggest takeaway from today. Like, just, he wants you to set the questioning down. Like, you feel it, you know what you felt. Something like that isn't going to be a trick from your brain. It's very real. And he wants you to just quit doubting it from now on, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second to connect with your second person. And the very first thing that your mom is coming through with is how it's like she still can't believe how amazing she feels. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, physically, she's just like it's still so amazing for her. Did she have kind of almost a lot of stuff on top of each other that she was dealing with health-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was on dialysis.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was a literal, like, piling. So,
Yeah.
let me see what she's... She feels like she kind of wasn't herself for a while before she left. Can you see that? Like, maybe the illness kind of made it hard for her to be herself. I think she felt really crappy, like not a lot of energy, and just but I think also that was probably a gradual long time coming, like
Yeah, she was on dialysis for a few years. And it just took more and more out of her as it went on.
Yeah, it feels like a really long, like, just, just decline as far as, like, not just physically, but then what it did to her mentally. So, so again, I don't, I don't want to stay on the sad stuff too long, but that's her number one thing. Just like, wow, like I feel amazing, like physically. Well, they don't really have a physical, but you know what I mean? Like she's amazed at how wonderful she feels all the time. Could she get kind of mean? And especially like when she didn't feel good?
Not really mean, just very pessimistic.
Okay. She's apologizing for that. Like she feels like she was kind of a bummer. But I think you probably understand that. Like I think you understand the why. I don't think you're holding any grudges or anything, but she wants to mention that and give you an apology for it. And then she said, I wasn't always like that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a real sweet, like, I wasn't always like that. Like, I said, I understand. And she's showing having fun with you when you were younger. Like how much she enjoyed that. I don't know if she was... I'm not sure if she was somebody that was very outwardly expressive about that, but she's feeling the need to tell you that she enjoyed that so much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And maybe the way she grew up, it was kind of hard. Maybe it wasn't so easy for her to feel that or enjoy that or express that. But it's like she just wanted to say she had more joy than she let out or let it be known.
That's good.
Did she have kind of a rough go, like starting out or early on, or just like most of her life?
You can kind of say that. I'm sure there's a lot that I'm not aware of, but she had a stable, like, household.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe there were some things she went through that I'm not really aware of.
Yeah. It feels like it was hard for her to be... It's like early on, she learned just, I guess, from other people's behavior, like, that she almost had to, like, tone down who she was or tone down, like, joy she had or even maybe feelings in general. Like she had to, for some reason, almost like she was in charge of somebody else's, or felt like she was in charge of how adults felt or something, and she needed to be a certain way to, it feels like a lot of pressure on her that almost shaped who she was for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of explaining that and wanting you to understand a little bit about why she was the way she was, even if she didn't, this is all clarity she's gotten since.
Right.
But that's the main thing, that her joy was bigger than what she expressed to you, or might have expressed to you. Not saying that she didn't express any, but had she expressed what she was feeling, it would have been much more like, and I felt instantly like when she came in so exuberant, it felt like that's not how she was, in life so much. So, do you have anything that you want to ask her or say to her?
how much I love her. I guess I kind of also feel like I didn't express that good enough. But,
Yeah.
and then if she has, like, maybe a message for my dad.
Did you say from or for?
For. Because I'm actually living at home now. I moved home just September. So we did get a couple of good months there to spend time together, which was very nice. But I'm still here with Dad, and yeah, I was wondering if she had a message for him or anything.
Let me see. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the sneezes, and she was right in the middle of telling me, I mean, obviously they were, in love, but she said, like, the first thing she said is just, like, really good friend, my best friend, like, or were they more like friends? What is she?
Yeah, they were, I would say, best friends. Like,
okay. Yeah. It was really sweet. It was warm, and it was like, that's like my friend, my pal, like just someone to like go through life with. I feel like there was a lot of trust and could be themselves with each other. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And that's lovely. Like that was, I'm not sure she always had that, like I said, in the early days. So
right.
That was something that she valued quite a bit. And I feel like for him, I feel like he just misses his, like, I feel like he misses her in a way of, like, the person he was going through life with, like, just everyday stuff, is where he's missing her even the most, she's showing me literal, like, just life stuff, like getting groceries or getting, I feel like they were just very comfortable with each other and probably had a sense of humor that they shared with each other, and that he's really feeling that loss. But what she's saying about that is I don't know if he feels silly, and I don't know if this is something he's expressed, but she wants him not to feel silly about, like, sharing a joke with her or saying something to her that he would have said to her had she still been there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She just wants him to still do that. Like, she's still there. She can still laugh with him. Don't feel silly. And I feel like there were a couple times where he did, like, think something or something he would have said to her in their style of humor, and kind of felt her for a moment, laughed, and then almost, like, shut it back down. Like, and of course the grief, is still pretty new. So I think it'll be a little easier for him to have those moments as time moves on. But that's her number one thing for him is please still do that. Like, she's still right there. She wants to do that with him. And now this is very sweet. She's just holding you and comforting you about everything you've gone through and are still going through. And that love you feel isn't just from him. Like, she's right there to do that. Okay. it's almost like just engulfing you with it. She's showing like in those moments you're letting it in, she's just like really there with a tidal wave of it. She's just kind of stepping back a little bit, but yeah, just definitely support and love and wants you to, like, she's kind of just like this about the pain you've felt and experienced. Like she doesn't want that for you, but she also understands that it's here, but she wants you to be able to kind of take that and move forward with, you know, kind of allowing yourself joy because it's like you've had enough pain, like let the good stuff in, you know, that there's still some of that to come, and she wants you to be open to that, okay?
Okay.
Is there any other like questions you have before?
No.
Okay. Well, they definitely love you. Quit doubting it. And tell your dad the same thing. Like he's not laughing alone with those little jokes. And yeah. Okay. And I really appreciate you doing this. You were the very first. I'm nervous as hell, so thank you for being so sweet. And yeah, thank you. I'll text you in a little bit or afterwards, and just kind of answer any questions you have or give you some more info about some things. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. Okay, guys, give me a sec to... Okay, guys, so basically, so we just did one reading. Turn invites on for this live. Okay, hold on. So themselves into the live. Okay, so I am full for this live. I'm fixing to do another reading, but I will be doing more lives soon. Y'all bear with me. I'm nervous as hell, so that is definitely kind of a factor here. But as this goes on, I'll get more and more comfortable, so no worries. But all right, so my next read. Oh, thank you guys. And it's funny because like I go, you know, somewhere else to do these readings, and then I have to come back and do like technical stuff. It's like, oh, geez. Hold on, real quick. Okay, my moderator is saying that they can't do anything. So give me a second to see. Okay, Groovin, it says you have full moderating access, so I'm not sure why it's not letting you do anything. Good thing is, I don't think we have anything to like heavily moderate right now, so... Okay, and so our next reading is Shayla. Call me. Are you here? Username call me. Hey. Okay. All right, and are you joining me audio or video? I don't remember what you had figured out. Video. And do you know if that's something I invite you to? Oh, here we go. Okay.
There we go.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Hi!
Hi.
Okay, let me figure out how to get it to be just us.
Yeah, I'm not sure how all the TikTok live stuff works either.
Yeah, I hate that they don't let you like do a mock live where you can like work all this
Yeah.
stuff out without people watching you. Um and so right now what I'm seeing is it's just you and me really small, and then there's like a bunch of other empty slots to invite people. Obviously, I
Right.
don't want to.
I wonder if we canceled this, if is there a request or like a share live button for you if I were
Let
to
me
cancel
see.
this?
Yeah, let me look at something real quick.
Hmm.
Hold on. Here, let's cancel this. Hey, my brother just showed
Okay.
up. Let me cancel this real quick and I'm going to add you back in.
Okay.
We're figuring out. My brother probably knows more about these lives than I do, and my hair looks a fright. Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Well, shoot.
Groove, and I see my brother's down there. Jason, you've been live. Do you know how I get rid of no? There's like a bunch of other screens that are empty to invite people that I want gone.
It's doing a multi guest.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on real
hmm.
quick. And I'm not going to put too much time on it because, oh, wait a minute. Hold on real quick. Let me ditch you again and I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem.
Oh my gosh. This is like chaotic as hell. I'm going to try to do host instead of guest. And I think maybe. Let me ditch you again. Here, let me give you the boot here. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to add a host. I think maybe that's going to be what we want. I can't get off of this multiple guest thing. I'm so sorry, guys. This is so chaotic. Okay, okay, okay. Now let me add a host. They should let you search the freaking person you're trying to add. It's like a whole list of people that. 2 messages. God. When I pull up add a host, it gives me like a list of people I have to go through instead of allowing me to search. So I wonder if she would have to go live first before I can add her as a host. So the 2 buttons at the very bottom left, there's a add guests with an S. And to the left it says add a host. And if I add a host, it only shows me friends who go live will be shown here. Let me just look through this whole goddamn list and maybe I'll just find you. No. Okay. Well, as annoying as that multiple thing is, we might just have to freaking go with it. Sorry, guys. I'm just buzzing around, seeing what I can find. Oh my God.
All right.
Okay. Did
There
you
we
do
go.
something different on your end?
No, I don't know why it had multiple screens earlier.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I went and turned that off, so maybe. Okay, so my husband's over here trying to troubleshoot from the kitchen.
Yeah.
I swear, y'all, this will be going smoother in the future, okay? Okay. Okay. And you pronounce your name Shayla? Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello, and thank you very much. I'm sorry
Oh,
I booted you a bunch. um, let me block this person. Oh, wait, never mind. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, no, babe. I think they're asking for a psychic answer, like question answered, not trying to sell people a home loan. And I need to get a new phone case because this thing keeps sliding and trying to like do an emergency call. So anyway.
oh, lovely.
Okay, Shayla, hello, welcome. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you.
I'm sorry it's been so hectic. Okay. All right, and we're talking to Judy today?
Yes.
Okay. I already like her. Just looking at her picture, I like her.
Yeah.
Like I would like her if I met her. I know that. Okay, so let me connect real quick. And I don't know if you saw the beginning of the other one.
I did.
Okay, so you kind of know that like I'll just need like a confirmation, but not any further information. And then if I need it, I'll ask. But and I
Right.
think they kind of know not to get way too personal on here, so no worries there. The last guy definitely was holding some stuff back, and if there's anything that's too personal that she wants to share, we can do that outside of this. So no
She
worries.
wouldn't care,
Yeah.
actually.
Maybe care for you, not for herself. Okay, so Judy. All right. Do you have any questions before I connect?
No, I just want to see if she has
Okay.
any what advice, maybe. I don't feel like there's,
Okay.
you know.
I feel like she has no problem giving some advice. So let me tune in with her real quick. Okay, Judy. This is so funny. So there's no shyness. It's just kind of like a literal, like, let me just come on in here and, almost literally barging in. So it's really cool. And I mean, in a humorous way, but not really. Like that's just her. Other people might find humor in it, but that's just how she, whatever. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I really like her. Like just she feels really like warm and funny, but also to the point and like just um like she could say something in a way that might be offensive coming from somebody else, but from her, you just like receive it with love. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I think even a stranger would understand that. Like you would just, okay, like,
Mm-hmm.
hear what she had to say and be glad to hear it. So she's lovely in that way. I really like her. Yeah, just kind of unapologetically herself.
Yep.
And could she be a little gruff sometimes and
Yeah.
a little rough around the edges, maybe, but again, an endearing way. Like I like her for it. Um, Definitely doesn't want you like uh, literally just kind of like dismissed, feeling like grief over her.
Right.
Can you see that? Like
Mm-hmm.
stop. Like wouldn't want it. Don't do it. Um, and so it's coming in, instead of a like really empathetic, like, oh, sweet, it's more of just like, stop, just stop. Um, literally, like, don't do that for my benefit. Like, I already know. Like, I don't need that. Okay. Does that make sense? She's
Yeah.
cracking me up because it's so like, she's one of the people you don't always like hear people, but she's one of the ones you can actually kind of literally hear her saying stuff.
Right.
Um, was she did she do like some waitressing or like working at a bar or cafe or something? Like, did she
She
do
was a
anything
cook.
like that ever? A
She was
cook?
a cook at a mental health facility. Yeah.
Okay. Did she ever deal with them directly? Like, I feel like she did have some interaction, and I feel like she was really, gosh, I feel like she was really good in that way because I don't feel like she got hung up and, like, if somebody would have acted in a way that maybe another person would have been like, oh my God, I feel like it didn't unseat her. Like, she would have just dealt with it really solidly. And can you see that?
Yep.
Um, and I think a lot of people like really loved her for that. Like, maybe the patients or something. I feel like in a way that was therapeutic for them even more than maybe therapy they were receiving, because I don't know, it feels like she just didn't judge like anything, just kind of saw them as a person and treated them like that. And I think that was really valued. I think she touched a lot of people, more people than she's caring to admit. And literally, as I'm talking about good things, she's like, just shut up, like almost
Yeah.
like she's not letting me say good things about her. Does that make sense?
Yep. It sure does.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, shut up. I'm like, she can't physically stop me, so I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
but um yeah, I just love her. She's very like humble, but not insecure. Like,
Hmm.
she knows all this shit, but she doesn't. Sorry, she knows all this
No, it's
stuff, but
fine. No, yeah, that's probably her coming through. She,
yeah.
shit, damn, fuck, all of that.
Okay.
I mean, that would all come out of her mouth.
You
There's
notice
no
I did not
person.
cuss on the last one, so I'm going to blame her for that. So, um, no, but it's really cool. It's not a like a insecure, like, oh my God, I can't hear good things. More like, hush, like, I know, just move on type thing. So,
Hard to take.
yeah, it's like she
Hard to
doesn't.
take compliments.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
almost
that
like
from
she's
her.
cringing
Yeah.
over it. Like, stop. So that's really cool. But definitely from a place of self-worth and knowing it. Just, I don't want to hear it out loud.
Right.
Um, and again, I feel in this, even like, this is more about her work life. I feel like there was a lot of importance there. Like, I feel like it was a big part of her world, and also she was a big part of a lot of people's world. Can you see that?
Yes, definitely.
um, Not just a job that she like earned a paycheck and didn't care about. And this was, I feel like it's so sweet. I feel like that was like her, like, kind of one of her missions in life, like how she could really help people and reach people. Do you see that?
Yes. Yeah.
And did people tell you how much you ever
Yes.
heard?
She is sorely missed where she worked. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just a cook. I mean, it was a mental facility for criminals
Okay.
for mild charges.
Okay.
And they did. They loved her.
So
And
that,
anything, any like violent eruption or whatever, my mom could smooth out. really easily. They loved her. I don't know anyone that didn't love my mother. She affected
Yeah.
everyone she was around.
Yeah,
And prior to
literally.
that 10 years she worked in a deli before then, and then everybody loved her there.
Yeah.
She was just a ray of light.
Yeah, definitely. And so the criminal thing makes sense because I think that's why she touched people so much, because it was the lack of the judgment and the lack of fear that like people responded to. And yeah, there's like a respect there that nobody would have messed with her, hurt her, whatever, and if somebody had, I think they would have had a really rough time. So that was just a really special thing that she had. It was like, so definitely more than a job, it was just like a calling, almost like she was placed there, and her, particularly who she um was just a really special mix of things to be perfect for that. Let me see if she, yeah, I really really like her. I
I
love
miss
her.
her. I mean, she was my person, and she was my best friend. So
Yeah, I
I miss
can't
her. I
imagine.
have no unfinished business or unsettled things with
Yeah.
her. I miss her, but
Yeah,
in a good way.
I
Yeah.
see how she would be really hard to like let go of. I'm
Yeah.
sure you do feel her, and I'm sure she's around, because she's very, I know how present she is with me right now, and I'm sure that that's, something you
Yeah.
feel regularly. But still, to not have her physically here.
Hmm.
But I love her nose and I love her dimple. Like
Yeah.
it's just like so. Do you have her dimple? Do I see? You're
I
really small on my screen, but
Yeah, no, I don't really have a lot of her features. I have a lot. I mean, I look like her, similar to her, but I look more like my
yeah,
dad.
I
My
definitely
eye
see
color
like,
is even different than hers. So,
yeah.
but
Well, let me see. Okay, so let's see what else she has to say. So yeah, she's just showing me all this stuff, and like, oh gosh, what a just large personality and presence she has. So much confidence.
Mhm.
Really, really like she has such a firm grasp of who she is. Let me see what she has to say. And so, as far as like advice for you, is there something you're sweating that she wouldn't think is worth the trouble of worrying about? Hold on. Do you have anything that you know what that would be?
um, the only thing that I have
And you
request,
don't tell me too much, but
we have abilities
mhm.
in our family, and I went on a more scientific nursing approach, and I discounted a lot of her. I accepted it. It was just I thought more scientifically than I did metaphysically. And now,
Mhm.
when she passed, it changed. And the only regret I have is not speaking with her more on that, or maybe
Okay,
finding out about our ancestors or something like that. So that
gotcha.
was,
Okay, let me see. And we can talk about that, but that's not what she was talking about with trying to figure out what she means about like there's something she wants you to like, I don't want to say let go of, but not be worrying about. I don't know.
would it be me decide I feeling like I need to stay single for the rest of my life?
It definitely has something to do with um let me see. So specifically, like you feel like you're better off staying single. Is that what you mean? Okay, hold on. Because so the very first, like when we went to that, she just said like she needs to give that shit up. But I don't know what she was referencing. I thought it was something you were worrying about. Um, oh, oh.
Like I said, whatever comes out of her mouth, I mean, it's she didn't care to embarrass me. I mean, and a lot of times I didn't get embarrassed. That was more high school stuff. Like she did not care, and I just grew up with that, so it doesn't even bother me. But some people look at her like, "You just said that to your daughter."
Yeah, well, she literally brought up sex and like how basically like do you really want to go without getting laid regularly forever? Like that's how she. But it was pretty graphic, so that's why I literally and I'm not. You'd have to know me. I don't. I'm pretty anyway. Whatever. She even made me blush, but that was like the humor in it. But literally, like you really want to go without getting laid, right? Okay. No, nobody wants that. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah,
Quit
that
act.
sounds like something she
Yeah,
would
like
say.
quit acting like that doesn't matter. Like just anyway. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now that her little shocking jokey joke is out of the way, as far as what you were saying before with the, um, and this is coming from both of us. She brought it up. I'm confirming. Like, obviously, like that sucks that you didn't sit down with her face to face and be able to ask her this stuff. But the information is not lost. Like it's still right there, just as it's just a matter of like tapping into it and trusting that you're tapping into it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I can give you a lot of ways to like start getting in touch with that, but she's literally like trust it. Like you don't have, like you don't need something outside of yourself to confirm or anything like that. Like
Right.
you can literally ask a question and hear, and this is coming from her, by the way, not me. I'll let you know if it's coming from me, but she's saying you could literally ask the question and then hear the answer, like even specific stuff. I feel like your way of hearing things is like more of a download. Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
it's just there and you know it, but you don't know where it came from.
Yep.
And I guess that can be a little frustrating because it kind of feels like, wait a minute, like, did I make that shit up? Like, why is that just here now? But she's confirming that's how it is for you, like literally like just an update on a phone or something, and then there's the information. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And to trust that, like that's just your style of receiving, which is kind of cool because it feels like it comes from within you. That part's cool, but the questioning sucks because
Right.
obviously if you hear it from freaking a cloud, it's not from you.
Right.
But
Yeah.
trust that. And again, this is her that the science stuff they can coincide. They don't have to cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's a lot further you can go with uh, like intuition than where science isn't quite there yet. You can fill in that gap. So they don't have to be opposing.
Right.
Um, and I think you use it quite a bit already in your work. You probably know that.
Yeah.
Um,
I do. I didn't realize it. I just wish I would have realized
yeah,
the gifts and was able to share that with her and learn
yeah,
better.
absolutely. Um, and I mean, she's being real about it. She's just like, yeah, like it sucks, but like I'm still here in a in a different way, and I know that's not as good, but Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stuff at work that you use that downloading with that um it's much more than just like being a good judge of character, or yes, you might, you're good at what you do, but it's not just that. Like you kind of combine the knowledge and the knowing, and so it's um so just pay a little more attention to that anytime that, if you recognize it happening, be like, wow, that's cool. And the more attention you basically, the more you accept that and not doubt it or pick it apart, it'll just only get stronger.
Right.
And she can help you a lot from where she's at too,
All right.
obviously. Um, and it's kind of sweet because she's pointing this out, by the way. Um, where I was saying her job was like a mission for her, that was like a calling. Um, you found your own way to do the same thing with how you were called. You know what I mean? Like you're able to help people massively and like use this gift um just in a different way, but like you did follow in her footsteps. Can you see that?
Yeah, I'm a nurse. I've
Yeah.
been able to
You had mentioned that.
I had been able to call many people in to say goodbye before someone passed, and they weren't on hospice or anything. So that's one thing I realized after
Yeah.
several years, that there just wasn't any sign. I mean, some of my nurse friends would joke like I would be Dr. Death or whatever. And I'm like, no,
Oh,
that's no. And so I tell their family, and they trusted me. And so then I got a lot of feedback from them saying, you're an angel. We got to spend
oh.
so much more. We got to see her and interact with her or him. So
And that's huge. Like,
yeah,
wow, to be able to do that for other people. So
I
yeah,
knew,
it's
I
like,
knew I knew when my mom, I knew the morning that she was going to pass. I knew. I mean, that's just the thing. And that was something a little bit difficult for me to understand, because who wants to go in and know that somebody's passing?
yeah,
But
sure.
it's also a gift, and it's beautiful. And, not everybody gets the gift of being with someone they care about when they pass away. And it took me
Yeah.
to accept that too. So,
Yeah, it's a very sacred thing to um, you know, be
mhm.
there for that. But yeah, that's awesome. And like, so, there's so many like similarities there. I know you're not quite as, it's not like you're a meek little kitty or something, but I don't feel like
I
you're
usually am, though. And
really.
that's another thing I've struggled with the last year or two. Is just really becoming a hermit and pulling internally. And I am so much like my mom, and I have felt a little just off kilter.
Yeah.
She passed 2 years ago, so the grief is mild. I miss her, but it's now I'm going through my own stuff, and I'm just trying
Yeah.
to, I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um, she's definitely like right now she's wanting to just validate like, who you are, like you're kind of cut from the same cloth. Again, you're not as like gregarious maybe, but
Right.
you've got a lot of her in you, that you can
Yeah.
like draw on. Everything okay? Oh, my husband just brought me a tissue. He is
Oh,
such an angel. Oh my god. He's like perfect. I don't even want to go into that right now, but I could literally do a million lives on how perfect he is. But
that's
anyway, good. He's amazing. Um just kind of hearing what she's saying about. And so the hermit stuff, can you see that that's like and I don't just mean like healing from like grieving her, but just I think you're doing a lot of kind of under the surface healing and um there's a lot of work going on in your hermit stage. Can you feel that, like energy wise?
Yes.
Um,
Yes, but my inner, I I realize it's because I've went 100 miles per hour my entire life and it is a rest stage. So I battle that urge to tackle everything and just go, go, go when I know I need to be in. I mean, my body, my mind, my body, nothing it doesn't want to interact with people really all that
yeah.
much right now. So I've hermited it up, but I've got this other side of me that, I mean, my true personality is,
Mm-hmm.
go, go, go and do and all of that. So that's really just what I battle right now is knowing this hermit stage is what's good for me to heal
Yeah.
and to, whatever all this is. And I'm okay with that. But then I also have that side of me that I miss that ambition and motivation that I
But
always had before.
what I want to say about that. So it's almost like your intuition is overriding your brain
Yes.
during this time.
Yeah.
Um, and let it override because it needs that. And that other part of yourself that you've kind of set aside, it's imperative to set that aside to do what you're doing, the energy work you're doing, and the kind of finding yourself. When you're going, and you're busy, there's no time for the other stuff to find its way to you. So anyway, so right now the stage you're in, um, when it's time to come out of that, you'll know. It's just going to be a no-brainer. Your intuition is going to be right there. So definitely continue on with that. Don't feel like that other part of yourself is gone because it's not. It's just set her aside for a minute, bring her back in when the other work is done, and then the two combined is going to be,
Yeah.
obviously a big old deal. So you're doing a lot of work right now. I would be excited about whatever the hell you're moving toward. I don't even know if you know specifically what it is, but
Sort of, but not. I,
yeah,
I feel like I'm going through so many internal changes
changes like shedding
so
and
quickly. Like every 2 months, I'm like, I'm not even the same person I was 2 months
yeah.
ago. Every two and another 2 months, I'm not even the same person. It's like it feels never ending to me because I'm not used to sitting still. But
Yeah. So my
anyway,
husband can confirm this. Like I quit my career that I was absolutely obsessed with, like in order to go internal and like find out what more I could do or whatever.
right.
And it damn near killed me, and there were so many times where I was just like, who am I without that? Like it was some major stuff and it was a constant, like you just said. I
Yeah.
remember just telling my husband, how much more change can I go through? How much more? Like where is the bottom of it? You know what I
Yes.
mean? I kept felt
Mhm.
like I was like pulling a cork and shit was just coming out, and then I'd be okay for a bit and then I'd pull the cork again and more, you know what I mean? It was like layers,
Yeah.
and I thought, when the fuck am I gonna get to the end of this and just be peaceful? And then
Right.
I did. And now I'm bringing back in both parts, that driven, obsessive type
Right.
focused person with the new, softer side of me. And, it's really great. So
It,
definitely don't stop.
yeah, it'll come. And
Yeah.
I know that deep down it's just, yeah, that war between those two
Oh,
selves,
sure.
it can be
Oh,
a little difficult on some days because I just, yeah, it
oh,
sounds
I
like
hear
you
you.
understand completely.
I hear you. And just, I promise it won't stay like that forever. And then, you're going to come out of it with this clarity that's going to be, you know, not that you weren't firm on your feet before, but it's going to be like a whole new level of that. So just trust in that and be looking forward to that.
Right.
And your crazy ass mama is right there, like big time. I love her. I'm
I it's hard
probably gonna
to
talk to her again in the future.
go
Like,
for it. Man, she is one of the best friends you can ever have, I promise.
yeah, she is lovely.
She's great.
I just love her. Yeah, I'm looking at her picture again. Yeah, I'm probably gonna like call on her again. There's
Go
some
for it.
people that kind of stick around, like after I
Hmm.
do a reading, they'll stay with me. Obviously not constantly, but if there's something that I feel like she'll specialize in, I think she's gonna have no problem with showing up and telling me that. So,
Right. Perfect.
um, but that's awesome. Do you have any like questions for her or?
No, I just wondered if, she had anything I didn't already know, kind of about
Yeah,
me, but
not really. I think you're kind of right where you need to be.
yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, she just said, you know who you are. You doing it like she didn't really have a lot of to
Is she
say other
haunting
than that.
anybody? Because she's like the type of person that would love to go haunt somebody and she'll be cracking up in the background. I
Oh
mean,
my gosh, let me ask her. Okay. Anyway, there's oh my gosh, I could literally tell y'all stories forever, but like she was just explaining that, and it's something I've always kind of wondered, and I've never really, I don't know, asked somebody yet, but she said not everybody can do that. Like it's
yeah.
something she
Okay.
would like to be able to do, but like not really yet. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like working. Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, anyway, so
Yeah.
no, not yet, but she'd love to and looking into it. So I don't know. I'm gonna find out more about that. I've always wondered that myself. Like I have a little theory. I don't know how sound it is. Again, I need to just ask somebody, but I always wonder like when you leave while you have loved ones and friends still here, I think that they spend an awful lot of time like with us and
Hmm.
interacting and helping and stuff. And I think it's like once everybody you knew has already passed, I think that's when that shit starts. Is like, what
Okay.
else are you gonna do? Like, hey,
Yeah.
everybody else is here with me. I'm gonna go over here to this. I don't know. That's just a theory I have. But like almost like what the heck else can I? I'm gonna go haunt somebody. But anyway.
I mean, she would do it just because it would be funny, not
Funny.
necessarily because she had any hard feelings, just
Oh
to
yeah,
give them a
definitely.
start.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hilarious. Um, yeah, so not yet, but maybe you can help her with that. Figure out how she can do. Awesome. Do you have any other like questions or?
No, I appreciate it. I am so happy to see your reaction to her because that's just the reaction everybody had to her. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
she's
great.
lovely. I just love her. She just came in like just a little wrecking ball or something. So
Yeah,
love it. Well, awesome. I'm so glad this worked out.
I appreciate it. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, thank you. And I'll text you about some other stuff and talk about things not on the live. But anyway, are you feeling okay? Everything
Oh yeah, yeah,
good?
yeah. I have
Awesome.
a lot of heart pressure right now. A good heart pressure. Like I know she's, like a pat
Yeah,
head. Like
absolutely. Like,
great.
yeah, she's still very much. This is a kind of energy that's never going anywhere, ever. So anyway, yay! Well, thank you very much for joining
Thank you.
me. And yeah, we'll probably have to talk to her again sometime. She might be like a regular. She's
That's fine. I don't mind sharing her.
she, and real quick, just the reason I like literally covered my face, she showed me a visual and everything with the whole not of you personally, but when she was talking about getting laid, she showed me like an actual like pounding. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my well, I just have to mention that she brought it back up, not me, but like not just like having a nice little love session, but like taking a pounding. Okay. Just have to bring that up. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, that's something that
Oh.
totally is just like her. So, yeah, makes sense.
Well, she's lovely. And thank you so much. It was so good to meet you. And I'll
You
talk to you
too.
soon. I'll text you later.
All right. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye. Do I ditch you or do you ditch me?
I am not sure. There we go. Well, shoot. Yeah, I don't know.
I ditched you so easily before. Oh, there you are. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do today. But there are I have kind of a list of people. Um Sorry there was some rough stuff there, y'all. This is the first live, so oh thank you guys. And thank you for the people that like stayed the whole time. Yes, I'll anybody asks about a reading, message me, or you can also go to my website and find some stuff out. We are going to be doing lives probably pretty regularly, at least once a week. And then I'll just kind of open up a little list, and I already have people on a list for next time, and then we'll kind of keep a list going. Um, and then I plan to do also some giveaways for like some private readings here and there. So anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. And it was a lot of, as always with a reading, there's funny stuff and there's sad stuff, but I guess that's how it is. But thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for getting me to 1,000. It took 2 days to get to 1,000. That's incredible. I didn't know how long it would take, but I did not think it would be that quick. I really expected to have to wait at least a couple weeks or months. So the fact that y'all got me to 1,000 in 2 days so we could go live is huge. Um, Huge. So I really appreciate it. And where's my girl? Marla. Yes, I want to make sure I had your name, Marla. So you will be the first one on the next go. So just know that I'll message you and we'll set that up. But yeah, I absolutely love you guys. This was so fun and I appreciate it. And I will see you next time.